Today I am celebrating Children's Day as it is celebrated in the Maldives. And I find it interesting that I've only found this single country that happens to celebrate a Children's Day, which I think is, well, it doesn't seem right to me. And it's unusual that this set of islands that we generally associate with these beautiful white beaches and crystal clear waters should be alone in celebrating something that obviously is a global phenomenon, that of children. And the subject of children can be divisive in many ways because we have so many ways of thinking about it. A friend of mine, very intelligent guy, the other day was putting a post up about the subject of children and about protecting children's childhoods. And I said that actually my perspective is that we should be robbing children of their childhoods. It's an adult's responsibility to steal the childishness away from children to help them mature into adults. And is not clear in a world where we have an absence of rites of passage these days. It's not at all clear how we even define the difference between child and adult. And I know that in many respects I am still a child, despite having passed through different initiations and rites of passage that have been purportedly associated with adulthood. So what is the aspect of a child? I love some of the definitions that I have heard about that. An adult knows how to regulate their feelings in difficult situations. That's one of the things that I've heard. A child is vulnerable to the machinations of the world because it doesn't know how to steady itself as it confronts difficulty. And so an adult is someone who has developed the maturity to be able to do that. I don't know if I can use that description to describe myself all of the time. Maybe there are many different definitions. I think it's worthy of recognising children in this world because for me the importance there is realising that there are oncoming generations that are going to be inheriting whatever it is that we leave them. And in the West we have largely completely lost sight of that for the next 7 generations kind of attitude that has been associated with the communities like the Native Americans, who perpetually ask themselves, what is the impact of my behaviour on the next 7 generations? And now we have become, it seems, predominantly so self-focused, so obsessed with the immediate moment that we bear no consideration to how how the effects of our behaviours are going to trickle down and affect the children who are innocent and being born into a world which we are commonly tainting. Now, I don't believe in living life with a guilt-ridden mode of being, but I don't believe in the absence of guilt either. I think it can be a healthy relationship in the appropriate dosage. So today I'm celebrating Children's Day. There is so much to reflect on with this. I don't really like the idea of children myself because I talk to children like adults from the minute that they're babies. I don't believe in goo goo gaga, doggy woggy, sheepy weepy. I think the intelligence that is clearly evident in young minds merits being spoken to with maturity, and I find that I certainly appreciated that. I didn't like that at all when I was a child. I thought, why are you talking to me like that? I found it humiliating and embarrassing for me, for them. And I don't know if that's typical, but certainly I didn't like it at all. And so I don't talk to children in that way. I don't see them as deficient in anything but experience. I've always thought that children grow according to our expectations, and therefore when we expect the best of them, they tend to live up to those expectations. I know that I never liked being described as a child. I always found that, some people tell me I'm an old soul, that maybe I've reincarnated many times, and I don't know whether there's any validity to that, but I certainly didn't like it. I was like, why? What makes me a child? What's the difference? Well, through time I've seen that psychologically there certainly are differences, and there's no doubt that children have less experience than adults, generally speaking, but I've met children that have infinitely more maturity and more wisdom than I've seen in some people decades older than them. So it's very hard to generalise. Still, I think it's worthy of celebrating the presence of children, because it's the, I mean, it's difficult not to associate them with that spirit of joy and of playfulness, that innocence and that desire to discover and to explore and to learn that has so commonly been erased from the lives of older people. So today I'm joining in the celebrations that are being held in the Maldives for Children's Day.